Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last payday prep of 2022. So what I do, in addition to like going on a shopping haul to fill in my gaps, is I accumulate preps here and there when I find out about them, and then I stack them up. And that's what I'm doing today, is showing you what I've accumulated here in about the last month and a half or so. And I'm going to tell you where I got the ideas to get some of these things, and a few of these things are just filling in the shelves. So enjoy. This is the last payday prep of 2022. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to start off with what I think is the most important thing. And there's a couple of things here that I think that everyone ought to have. And that's this. This is what's called a dechoker. I saw this featured in a couple of YouTube channels. The first one was Bear Independent, where he was showing that this is a great tool to clear someone's airway who's choking in case you don't know how to do the Heimlich maneuver. And this is just pretty much foolproof. It's very easy. They come in 3 sizes: adult, child, and toddler. You can buy them in a pack of 3, or you can buy them individually. Obviously, if you buy them in the pack of 3, you save a little bit of money. But I'm not here to sell these. I'm just here to say that I think this is a great idea, and that everyone ought to have a set of these, at least in their home. If not, one in their home and one in their vehicle. Now, this is very easy. All you do is you obviously insert this tube into the victim, and then you make sure that you have a proper seal. And then all you do is this. Check it out. That right there creates a negative pressure inside that makes that blockage in their airway want to come out. So anyways, I just think that this is a great thing to have. I got this a while ago, but like I said, I was waiting to accumulate enough product or enough preps in order to show you all the last payday prep of 2022. This is the second thing that I think that everyone should have some of. Now, I have road flares in my vehicles, but road flares are actually combustible, right? So it's okay to have those. However, I saw John over at Prepper Nation showing one of these that came in one of his battle boxes, and I was like, man, this is so much better to have than to have actual road flares. I know that with road flares you can start a fire or stuff like that, but I do have fire-making things in my vehicles, and I just think that these things are very nice to have. You know, check these out. These are like battery-operated road flares, and they come with a magnet here in the back that allows you to stick it to your vehicle. So being that we have 3 vehicles, I grabbed a pack of 12 so that we can have 4 for each vehicle. You can either lay these on the ground, you can stick them to your vehicle, maybe like in the corners of your vehicle, and they have a whole bunch of different modes. Now, the first mode that I'll show you is going to get bright, so if you're sensitive to lights, look away. It's got a little flashlight, which I think is pretty cool. See that? You click it 3 times. A little flashlight. It's not a really super bright flashlight, but it's a 3 LED flashlight, and I think it's pretty cool to have that in addition to your blinkers. Now, to turn it off, turns off. To turn it on, as far as the sides of it working, it's got different modes. So there you go. That's what I would use, and then I would stick 2 on each corner of the back of my vehicles, and then 1 about 50 meters behind my vehicles, and then 100 meters behind. But it's got different modes. You can see that it's got different modes on it. I'm not going to go through all the modes with you, but I just think this is very handy to have. It works on 3 AAA batteries. And what I would do is, let me turn this off. To turn it off, you just go ahead and hold it down. It'll blink 3 times or 4 times, and it's off. So what I would do is, instead of leaving batteries in the devices, I would take the batteries out. I'll put them in a Ziploc bag. And then in addition to that, I would keep a Phillips head screwdriver in here, because in order to get the batteries out, you need a Phillips head screwdriver. That way the batteries won't go bad, and when you need them, you'll have them there. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is something I didn't know I needed until I needed it. So here in Alaska, we plug in our vehicles in the winter time in order to keep the fluids warm inside, making it an easier start when you start it, and of course, expanding the life of your internal parts in the engine. Now, we have an outlet that comes outside of the grill of the vehicle, whatever vehicle it may be, and then you hook a power source up to that outlet. right? The outlet is the male, and the power source obviously will be the female. But what happens over time is that by plugging that in and plugging it out time and time and time again every single day, it starts to wear out. So what I did is I went ahead and got this 6-inch extension cord. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in to my truck's winterization cord, and then whenever I plug in and out from my power source, it'll be right here. That way, if this ever goes bad, all I have to do is take it out, replace it with another one, and then I won't have to take the chance of the one that's attached to my winterization in my truck going bad, because it's not always being used, being put in and out of the power source. I think this is pretty handy. I'm sure that there's many other applications that you can use this for, but that's what I mainly got it for. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just to show you that I don't just talk the talk, but I walk the walk. I've been collecting, pain medication, over-the-counter pain medication here and there for the last couple of months. Now, I have more than this, but the point is that I've been doing it slow and steady. And you can see here that these are, pills that you don't have to necessarily swallow, that you can just chew them. I think that when you're sick, let's say you have a sore throat or something, you don't really want to be, taking pills, because it may hurt and it would just add to your stress. So chewable ibuprofen. These are little packets of powder of Tylenol that you can take without having to swallow a pill. And of course, I have some of the liquids that we all use during the winter time. Now, slow and steady wins the race, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been talking about this for a while now, that there are going to be shortages in these things because we are going to be cut out by China. And China produces most of the ingredients that we need in order to make these things that we need for the winter time, for when somebody gets a cold or a headache or whatever it may be. So get these things now while they're still available, if they're still available, and at what price, I couldn't tell you. I know that I purchased some ibuprofen suspended in the liquid form here a couple of months back for like $7 and change per 8-ounce bottle. And the last time I checked a couple of days ago, they were like $15 or almost $15 per bottle, almost twice as much. So get these things now and get them in quantity if you can. These things do have a pretty decent expiration date on it. Let's see, the expiration date on this one, I don't know if you can see it, is 2024. So that's the expiration date on it. And it's Tylenol, not aspirin, which leads me to believe, I'm not a medical doctor or a professional of any kind of medical stuff, but it leads me to believe that it will last more through the expiration date. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, was somewhat of a splurge. I love watching The Financial Prepper, man. Him and his lovely wife, they have an awesome channel, so go check them out if you haven't checked out their channel. And he states that this is the best salt in the world. It's called Redmond Real Salt Ancient Fine Sea Salt. So I bought a pack of 3 because they still had it. I'm just going to try it out and see what it's like. And what do you all think I'm going to try this out on first? Let me know in the comments, all right? Well, spoiler alert, of course it's going to be on steak. And of course, we cannot leave our comfort foods out of it. You know, this is a great time of the year to fill up on these things and fill in your gaps. This is something that we regularly consume here in our house. We probably go through about 2 of these boxes a month. So we usually have 1 meal out of these every month. And it's just something that we use on a regular basis. So this is just filling in the gaps. So remember to fill in your gaps, ladies and gentlemen. And there's nothing wrong with having comfort foods to the side. All right, so go ahead and get your comfort foods now put away. And this is also a great time of the year to start looking for stuffings, stovetop stuffing. All right, if you use that brand when you make your turkey dinners during Thanksgiving, because I'm hoping that here in the next week or so, they have a really big supply of that left that they need to get rid of, so I can go ahead and stock up on that too. And the last thing that we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is something that I really don't hear any other prepper channels talking about. I'm not saying that they don't, but if you have ladies in your life, you need to get this stuff, all right? These are pads. You need to get whatever kind it is that you like, whatever kind it is that you use. I do understand that, yes, you can make your own. But one of the mantras that I go by with preparedness is that it's all about preserving your quality of life or your standard of living. So if there's a very stressful situation, let's say, you don't want to have to worry about making your own. You want to be able to allow your family to continue to live somewhat the same standard of living that you're used to living. That way there's less stress put upon you, and you can use that energy instead to concentrate on the crisis at hand. So stock up on all of these things that you know that you're going to use that last a long time on the shelf, because ladies and gentlemen, the last couple of years should have already proven to all of you that we don't know what's going to be in shortage and when it's going to be in shortage. Just be prepared, get what you know you're going to use for a certain time frame, and then fill in your gaps when you use that stuff up. That way you'll always have what you need for a good amount of time, i.e. taking less stress off of the situation that you can't control. You can control what you prepare now, but you can't control what's going to be available in the future. Remember that tomorrow we are going to have our live stream at 2 p.m. Alaska time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, of course, on Friday. So hope to see you all there. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.